to King, we have like a neighborhood peacock that runs around. Joe the Peacock. Shouts to him.
Oh,
It's
and they have an
definitely
AI song.
it's yes, yes. It's definitely an interesting place to live.
Did you hear that loud boom last night? I think it was Tannerite. And King and C were always on the go. The goat stories to tell and places to show. Oh, King, North by God, Carolina. You're a place that's truly a winner. From Stratford barbecue to meet with Lowe. Not a Stratford barbecue not have any flavor. Is it a secret they're trying to savor? And the Pueblos are raising their prices, but we still love them and their delicious spices. Benda Vista is the best restaurant in town. Their food's so good, it'll knock you down. Joe the Peacock from there, now wouldn't that be grand? Study stuff, take a stand. Found a dog on Mountain View Road. What do I do with this dog now? I already have 8. Tobacco's the best plant God ever made. In King and C, we're not afraid to say, with $12 generals and 59 vape shops, King's got it all. From goods to hots, and the Waffle House looks so good now, bright and shiny like a brand new cloud. King and C, we're proud of who we are. Our stories and our songs will go near and far, so raise your glass. Let's make a toast to King, North by God, Carolina.
What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the Edison Club podcast. I'm your host, Mike, joined today by co-host Nick and co-host Cole. And earlier this week, we got some exciting news. The full set spoiler for Rarity Collection 2 dropped, and it kind of put everyone up in arms about it. I know a lot of the advanced players were pretty upset about it, but the Edison players are definitely rejoicing over this one. So, what did you guys think? Like, what were your initial thoughts when you saw the list of stuff on for this set?
Go ahead, Cole.
I mean, I like that there was some reprints for some like Time Wizard format stuff. I didn't look a whole lot into more of the advanced stuff, but I know there was a couple things here and there, and that the first Rarity collection was a lot better, probably
Yeah.
retain value more. But I think it had like some cards people needed, but it could have been a better set overall. But I think it's more for Time Wizard probably.
Yeah,
I think so too. There's a lot of really good stuff in here. Like the first one was awesome. I picked up so many goat staples. Like there were so many things that came out in secret, and I was like, oh yes, secret, the best rarity ever. And I'm looking at this one right now, and I definitely saw the hamster was exciting because I remember the secret hamster was like at least $20, and I'm thinking about building a hamster Raiko Kaius deck. Don't want to spoil it. But there was the hamster and the fossil Dyna that I saw you got earlier, which actually looks so clean. And I'm running a couple Dynas and a couple of the Edison lists I have. So
yeah,
that's
the speed
that's
duel
really
fossil Dynas. Like, we had a conversation the other night. I'm not like the biggest fan of like the glare, like the gloss finish on them. But the secret, I mean, every card in Speed Duel Secret, man, it just looks so good. And the Dynas, like, I'm willing to completely overlook the glossy finish because, like, I'm not spending like $100 a piece on LODT Dynas. And if you don't do that, you're kind of stuck with like super rares or commons or like gold rares. And I'm just
I've
like,
got the gold rares. I think I have one gold rare and like one common or something. It's so ugly. But
if you're listening to this podcast, boo this man.
Yes.
Gold rare Dyna only locks you out of special summoning.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, it's I don't want to play it just because it's too ugly to look at. But if I pick up the speed duel ones, you better watch out.
You can make it work. That's right. So when I first saw the set drop, I I knew immediately that there were going to be Lightsworn inclusions in here, just because of the popularity of the deck and it getting a lot of new support out of all the new sets. So I was like, can I please get like QCR Charge and QCR Lumina, and I will be so happy. Well, I got one of those. So Charge got a reprint, QCR, CR, Secret, Super, and I guess Ultra and Ultimate out of this. And that was a card I really wanted to get a reprint because it's kind of the same thing as Fossil Dyna. Like, if you don't have the Secret, like, none of the other rarities of that card, I think, look good. So I'll be really excited to see, like, not only what the QCR looks like, but what the new Secret looks like and what the CR looks like of that one. And I have an Duelist Genesis, I think is what that card comes out of originally, Secret, but it's, like, kind of damaged at the top. So I never get to play it at Konami events because I'm always afraid someone will like call me out for like marked cards or something. So I'm probably going to sell my Secret and get a QCR of this thing. Super stoked for that. And also too, Raikou getting some nice rarities as a reprint is really nice because kind of the same thing. You have like the super rares, and then you have like the old school gold rare. Those are like the two that look the best. Then the premium gold looks kind of and then it just goes on down from there. So I may end up raritying up my super Raikous for something like CR Raikous. I'm a big fan of CRs, or even QCR Raikous. But cards that are in here that can be used in Time Wizard formats, it's like we get both arts of Rescue Cat in all the rarities, which is really nice. DD Crow, super excited about that one. Raikou Hamster, we've already talked about. I guess technically Skullmeister and Droll and Lockbird are legal post like Tengu format, but no one really uses those. Let's see, what else do we have here? Is there anything else on this page? We get Trishula, TG Hyper Librarian. Those are some nice reprints. And we get stuff like Mind Control. The Collector's Rare MST goes so hard. I don't know if you guys saw the picture of it. That thing looks... It looks great. It looks so good. Let me see if I can find the picture of it.
Ooh, I might have to get one. Or like
I will.
Pot of Duality got a reprint as well, too, right?
Yep. Pot also got reprinted, and I'm really excited to pick up Secrets of that for my Gravekeeper deck.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered 3.
Yeah, I probably should if I'm going to build the Tengu deck. I literally bought the black rare dualities, with the black lettering.
Yeah.
You remember when those came out? I think those are so cool, and they're so like underplayed. So I picked up a playset of those, but I didn't want to spend the money on Secret, and now I'm glad I didn't because I didn't know it was coming out in Secret. I just saw the reprint, and I was like, oh, that's nice, because I've got the just a picture from Reddit pulled up of all the reprints, but I don't know every rarity. I've only seen the rarities that people have kind of leaked. Like I've seen the Hamster, I've seen the Charge. You're telling me now about Duality, but I'm wondering what the rarities are on a lot of these, because like Rescue Rabbit, that was the first format I came into Yu-Gi-Oh playing, was like Dino Rabbit format. So that card is like I love that card so much.
Yeah.
If it's a nice rarity, I might just pick it up just to have it.
Well, everything in the whole set is every rarity, which is what's cool about it.
That's sick.
Yeah, I just every picked up a Turbo Pack Rescue Cat too, of course.
Oh man. Yeah, everything in this set will either be like QCR, CR, Ultimate Rare, Ultra, Secret, or Super, and every card comes every rarity.
Oh my god, that's sick.
Yeah, every card is every rarity, so super cool. I sent the picture of the CR Space Typhoon to the group chat. Definitely have to check that out. So we have like Mind Control, Poly, MST, Bullish Burial, Book of Moon, Econ, Gold Sark, E-Telly. Book of Eclipse, Charge, Preparation of Rites is like just a whole line of Time Wizard cards. Even though I guess no one really plays Book of Eclipse, but I feel like these cards and some of those rarities is going to look so crazy. QCR Book of Moon is going to go so hard. I'm super stoked for that. Kind of the same thing with like E-Telly. I will say that I hate the way the like ultimate rares look, like air quotations, ultimate rares. Not a big fan of those, but I really like the QCRs, the Secrets, and the CRs of these things. Or at least I did from the first one.
Are these
Yeah.
like a fake ultimate rare? Are they not the same? Or like what's going on with the air quote ultimate?
They just don't hit
Um,
like they used to.
yeah,
The way they do
yeah.
ultimates now.
They're like Japanese style ultimate rares, I think was what people have said, and they just don't like in the light. They look like platinum rares, like from the Noble Knight box set, and I think that they're so ugly.
Oh my
I'm not a
god, you're
big
a
fan.
platinum. Everybody else is a platinum rare hater. I posted my goat warrior deck list the other day to our group chat, and you guys were like, "Oh, platinum, Call of the Haunted. Oh man, I like
Yeah,
it. I'm a
that
platinum
was
enjoyer."
platinum. I think platinum is ugly, but it was cool how they did that one rarity for that one occasion, one time. And anytime you see one, you're like, "Yep, that's from the Noble Knight set."
Yeah. There's there's one that looks really good. Swords of Revealing Light, I think, also came out in platinum, and I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta get one of those."
When that
A
set dropped,
Secret's
so
best by far. Secret's my favorite rarity,
yeah,
but there's some that I'm like, oh, if it comes in platinum and it's a little bit cheaper than Secret, maybe I'll run it.
I was so hooked on Noble Knights for like a year and a half before that box set came out. And I remember buying 3 the day that it came out, and you got Noble Knight, Bedivere, Merlin, and Last Chapter, and they were the promo cards from it, and they were platinum rare, and they were so ugly, but you needed them for the deck.
Unplayable.
But I loved
I
it.
bought
I
that
loved it,
box
man.
set and still have the mat for it.
I have one of the mats as well. Merlin
Nice.
got a secret rare print like a couple years after that, and that is definitely one of the most beautiful secret rares ever printed.
Oh yeah, it looks nice.
If you haven't seen it, like it's really nice. So yeah, then we talked about duality. I'll be really hyped to get some secret dualities for Tengu GKs. I have the Duelist Saga ones now, which I really like that rarity, but definitely want to get some secrets. Then we have Forbidden Lance. Let's see.
Is
Anything
Lance
else?
is Lance Tengu legal? I
Yeah.
haven't
Yep.
played it yet, so I'm
Mhm.
not 100%.
Yep.
Is it
Yeah,
like
it's Tengu legal.
actually played, or is it just
Yeah.
legal?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's good. The only thing the people don't play it a whole lot is because it doesn't do anything with the Solemn Brigade. But around like every other trap, it's really great.
Is like D Prison and stuff still running rampant?
Not rampant, but it's seen here and there.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, because I liked Lance. I remember Lance was still being played when I started, like during Dino Rabbit format.
Yeah, I have to board 3 Lance and Gravekeepers for the TG matchup because of TG1 EM1, because it just stinks so bad when they steal your spy or any of your big things. But you can chain Lance and target their TG with it, so they lose the attack. It doesn't switch, and your guy keeps your attack, which is nice.
And when
sick.
they have Phantom Horn, it also is unaffected by that, and it loses attack, so it'll be destroyed by battle. And Phantom Horn does
Yeah.
nothing, so you just win that exchange.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. The last cards in here: Judgment, Anti-Spell, Skill Drain, Warning, and Strike. Those will look pretty good in those rarities. Definitely glad they showed those some love there.
Yeah, I have. I think I have 1 copy of a secret rare Solemn Judgment. I have like 10 of the supers from the OTS pack because
Yeah.
I basically run like 3 in all of my goat decks. But the one secret one I have is in my Edison Instant Fusion Zombie list. I can finally build another list and have a secret Judgment and not have to swap them every single time. You know how you keep
Yeah.
the staples and you just swap them between the decks.
Yeah, I'm stoked to get, because I'm going to get CR Judgment and CR Warnings for GK. I'm
Nice.
just a big CR enthusiast. I probably won't get 3 CR MSTs. I do have 3 ultra rare MSTs, but I'll probably get a CR for my Lightsworn deck.
That'll be nice.
But time for me to go on a rant here for the next 30 minutes of this podcast. As great as this is for Time Wizard, where is Substitute? Literally, where is Substitute? Where is it? It's like Batman Begins, where he's like, "Where are they?" That's me every time a new set comes out and there's no Substitute. Like, you cannot tell me that Anti-Spell Fragrance needed a reprint so bad, or Soul and Luna needed a reprint more than Substitute. Literally has 1 print, and it's legal in advanced format. It's been legal for like 2 years now.
It's crazy, dude. That and
Like-
Amaryllis we really need.
Oh yeah, that was another huge one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Konami, I know you're listening. Do it.
Do it. Do it, please, please. Like
Substitute and
Amaryllis is banned, so like I could understand them not reprinting Amaryllis, but Substitute, like just like hypothetically, if there was a frog deck that came out tomorrow that was tier 1, that card would be $100 for a rare.
Yeah.
It would be $100.
That and Amaryllis are kind of gatekeeping the budget players from like really playing that in the Time Wizard formats.
Yeah,
it was like $30 the last time I checked. What is it now after the Legacy of Destruction or Light of Destruction, whatever it is?
I can go check here.
I'm
kind of glad that Amaryllis isn't obtainable. That deck is really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Amaryllis, why is that card banned? I had no idea.
There's an FTK with it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sick.
Substitutes are about roughly 20 right now. That's like moderately played though. If you want like lightly played near mint, you're gonna pay like 25 to 30.
Wow, that's like no different.
Yeah. Yeah, the card has been that price since I've been playing Edison.
All right, Konami, you have my stamp of approval. You can reprint Substitute now. Thank you.
Yeah. Where is my boy? Where is Substitute? There are a lot of cards in here that didn't need reprints. Trishula is like affordable in every rarity that there is. Like, it has been reprinted to death.
I wonder when we'll get like a... It would have been nice if they did Caius in the set. They already did Ryko and Hamster.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I just feel like the ultimate rare is just such a high point for like players to get. I mean, if you don't have that, you just have the ultra, and that's fun. But like, I think we just need some more rarities of Caius. No, people can afford a playset of like $1,200 ultimate Caius.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I actually kind of have this theory that what's going to end up happening is we're going to get like Duelist Saga 2. And if you guys remember from the first Duelist Saga, that's where they errated a lot of cards that came off the ban list, like Dark Magician of Chaos, Brain Control, Sinister Serpent. Actually, yeah, Sinister Serpent, I believe, was errated in that set. Imperial Order, which
Crush Card Virus
didn't end up mattering because Imperial Order got rebanned. But I kind of think we're going to get something like that. I really don't think that Konami loves us enough to give us like an Edison reprint set. But I could see them unbanning cards like that and errating them, which kind of stinks if you have to play the errated version. But that's probably the only way we're going to get reprints of cards like Amaryllis, Cold Wave, Royal Oppression, like all of those cards. Like some of those cards can just be fixed by like making Amaryllis a hard once per turn. Cold Wave maybe only last that turn. Royal Oppression is like a once per turn or something.
Yeah.
So I do feel like we'll get reprints eventually, but it'll probably be something like that.
And why does Cold Wave only common?
Yeah.
Can we please get a foil for Cold Wave?
Yeah, like they do speed duel like tournament packs, so it'd be really cool if they did Time Wizard tournament packs. And even if there weren't ultis, like if they were just ultras, like Ultra Cold Wave would look so good. Ultra Iron Chain Dragon, Ultra Substitute, and it would be so nice.
It really would be. I know players just have like CP Dust Shoots and Ultimate Guys, all these kind of blinged out decks, and then they have like common like Cold Waves or rare Iron Chains and stuff like that.
You have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange that they never gave those cards like any kind of foil printing. But I wish they would. Like Ultimate Rare, I've said this 100 times, Ultimate Rare Substitute and Ultimate Rare Cold Wave would go so hard. And Ultimate Rare Trap Dust Shoot would also be really nice as well.
The only thing I hate about the errated cards is like I bought a bunch of GOAT cards when I first started, and I didn't know like what the current errata was and which one you're supposed to play with, and you know all that. So I bought like Ring of Destruction and Sinister Serpent and all this stuff, and I'm playing with it. I'm like, oh, that's not right. This is different on Dueling Book. What the heck? And I'm looking up the rulings, and now I have to explain to people when I play. Like, I bought all the actual 2005 errata cards, so I'm like, this is the one. Read this. This is the actual effect. But you play with Ring of Destruction that's been reprinted, and it's like completely neutered, and you have to explain, no, this isn't actually what it does. Like, this is the errata. It's actually way more broken than this, and it's just so annoying
Yeah.
to have to explain it to people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I try to always play the current or the the erratas that's current to the time.
Yeah, of the time.
Just to help avoid
it's way
confusion.
easier. It's so much
Mhm.
simpler to play it like that.
And that's why
Yeah.
some people are still gonna go after these older rarities with cards, like, you could get, like, a secret or whatever rescue cat you want after this new set, but it will be errated, so some players will just play the turbo pack one.
Yeah, because it'll say
Yeah.
like, oh, they get banished during the end phase, and oh, their effects are negated, and you're like, no, rescue cat's better than that. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can understand why a lot of players were disappointed with this set. Like, I know a lot of people were really wanting Kashtira Fenrir to be reprinted in this set, but instead we got Sol and Luna, which is like, it's like the meme card of the set. People are like, why did they reprint this card? So I could definitely understand, but I think it's a good set for Time Wizard. Just some necessary things need to be reprinted, and yeah, it's just nice to get those obtainable rarities, like not having to pay so much money for super rare Raikos is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I hope I really like this new deck that I'm building, because I pretty much completely committed to playing instant fusion zombies. So I didn't buy like max rarity stuff. I just secreted out the whole deck except for Goblin Zombie, because I don't want to spend more than like 20 or $25 on one card. But this new Hamster Raiko Kaias deck, if I can get secret Raikos and secret hamsters and secret like Book of Moons and stuff for that deck, that would look so clean. Like this does have a lot of good stuff that we need.
Yeah,
And the charge
it does.
too. Like that's gonna be so nice.
Yeah, and I can like rarity up and like condition up, because like very few of my cards I own are like actually near mint, because I'm just the kind of person, like, if I buy a card to put in my deck and play, I'm probably not buying first ed near mint Judgment Dragon.
No,
like
no. I'm
buying
mod
unlimited
played sometimes.
moderately played, because like, I don't know, like I just don't want to, it's going to get played, like if I shuffle and I bend a card, I'll be like, oh
Yep.
man, that sucks, but at least it was only $20 instead of $200.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm just not playing it if it has a crease in it, because then I'm like, okay, that's pretty much marking. Like I can feel my card bent right now. That's not fair.
Yeah, and sellers are getting worse about their grading process. I've noticed several times lately that I've ordered a card that was supposedly moderately played. Moderately played is like some edge wear or surface scuffs. Anything that has like a whole crease on it is immediately considered like heavily played to damaged. And there have been several cards that I have bought that were 100% heavily played or damaged, and the sellers just get so mad. Like, I'm not a nitpicky person. Like, if I get the card in and the edges are worn really bad, I ordered moderately played. What do I expect? But like when the whole card is creased, like that's different.
Yeah.
That happened to
Did
the
you
last
see
cores
the
that I bought. Secret Gores
Gravekeeper's
indent.
Assailant? What was it?
I bought a Secret Gores, and it was marked as like mod play or even light play,
Yeah.
and it was literally bent. I was like, I just had to send a picture back. I'm like, do you really consider this mod play? And they gave me a full refund. Luckily, my buddy had an extra Secret Gores, and he just gave me his. I was like, thank you so much.
I bought a super Gravekeeper's Assailant right when Tengu format started picking up steam, because it was moderately played. It was $13. I was like, wow, this is a really good buy because this card's going to go up. I got it in the mail. It's completely creased, like halfway down the card. And I was like, what the heck? So I emailed the seller, and then they just tell me, like, you bought moderately played, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is not moderately played. What are you doing? Like, this is not moderately played. This is heavily played or damaged. And I was willing to just keep the card and then give me like some money back to make up for the difference in like heavily played and moderately played. And then it actually left me on red and never responded to me.
Wow.
And I just never pushed it because it just wasn't even worth it to me, because I wanted the card, and then naturally the card went up. Now they're like 35 to 40. And so, but
Note to viewers,
I've actually
contact sellers and try to get pictures before you buy if you're really worried about stuff like that. And sometimes sellers won't do it, and that might be a red flag.
Exactly. That's it's been long enough now that I will say who the seller was. I'm not trying to flame anyone, but I have bought from Super Games for a long, long time, probably 15 years I've bought from them on TCG Player. And they had a play set of Ulti Herald of Purple lights that I really wanted. They were heavily played. And heavily played, I think if you upload a card to TCG Player, if it's anything more than moderately played, it should immediately require photos to be posted with it. Because I've gotten cards that were damaged before and it was just autographed on the back. Like it was near mint, but it was signed. And I'm like, sweet, this is perfect. This is great. But you can also get heavily played damaged and it looks like you carried around in your pocket the whole day. But
Yeah.
I wanted these purple lights and they would not send me any pictures. They said they do not send pictures of cards. And then they tried to trap me into buying them by saying, if you buy them and you're unhappy with them, we'll work to a resolution. And I was just like, so you want me to buy heavily played cards so that when I am upset because they're destroyed, you'll just be like, oh, sorry, you bought heavily played cards. Too bad.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be it. So that I actually have not bought from them since then. That left a very bad taste in my mouth. And 2 weeks later, I really wanted Ulti Gravekeeper's Commandants. And I can't remember who the seller was. I gave them a shout out because they were so nice. But they had 3 first ed that were damaged. So I'm like, oh, great. Here we go again. So I reach out to them. They send me pictures within like 20 minutes. And it was damage all on the back. And Justin, our teammate, actually got those for me as a wedding gift. So that was really cool. What a guy. What a guy. So yeah, really cool. Sellers, do better. Send pictures of your product. Like, the thing about it was like, when I reached out over those, I was just like, I want to know like if they're destroyed, right? And they were like, they took like a few hours to respond. They're like, oh yeah, you won't want these. And I'm like, literally, send me a picture of them. You pulled them out to look at them. Just send me a picture of them, please.
Cole, do you play advanced format?
No, but I was thinking about trying to dabble back into it a little bit lately, but it's a lot to like relearn,
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing around Kashtira format. That's why when Mike mentioned that they were looking for a Fenrir reprint, I didn't know people were still playing that. That's kind of cool. I wasn't playing that deck. I was playing Mathmech, and I saw the Book of Eclipse on here. I was like, ooh, that card's sick. I was playing that before I quit.
I think the last time I played Advanced was I played Spellbook Dogmatica. What year was that? 2021 maybe?
It was 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, somewhere around there, right before we started back Edison format. Maybe over a year and a half, somewhere ago, 2 years.
I'll be completely honest. Voiceless Voice almost pulled me back because I love ritual decks. I love Saphira and Seravis, those cards.
Oh, you love
cards,
don't you?
I love them. It almost pulled me back, but it's like with stuff like that, it's never, oh, let me just buy Voiceless Voice. It's let me buy the $300-400 deck core and then buy the $300-400 non-engine that goes with it. And that's what kind of like kept me from, getting back in. But I do love the deck. It's beautiful.
Too expensive. You know what almost got me? People, like, if you know me, I love Dark Souls. Like, all of the Souls games I'm obsessed with. I have a Dark Souls tattoo on my leg. I wear Dark Souls shirts all the time. When somebody said, oh, Nick, they came out with Ashen Dark Souls archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, ooh, am I about to drop $1,000 on cards right now? Like, I have no idea what it costs, but that was the closest I've been to like looking back into advanced format. Luckily, I didn't fall for it. I know Konami was trying to get me, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
another
very similar here with the Voiceless Voice thing. Very, very similar story.
Yeah, another wall with like getting into advanced for me personally is like like my favorite part of the game is probably deck building, and if I want to I have to learn almost every single aspect if I want to deck build an original deck in advanced format, because it's like I can have fun playing just like a Sword Soul deck or a Snake or whatever archetype, but there's something about like home brewing or taking something, adding tech cards, and knowing how to play around meta stuff. So that can be a little bit of a challenge when getting back into advanced.
Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely
1,000%.
definitely harder, and Yeah, like you said, that's like what you enjoy about the game the most is the deck building part of it.
I'm the same way. I think deck building and just theorio, like I love talking. I could talk theory all day long, and that goes like hand in hand with deck building. It's like peanut butter and jelly. I love
Yeah.
playing the game, obviously. Like playing the game's great, but talking about the game, building decks is like just insanely fun. And it's so much better when it's a format that's already semi solved like Edison. So we can just kind of,
Mhm.
work our way around how to beat Black Wings and XYZ. But if the format changes every 3 months and every single card you need is $100 and you need three of it, I'm like, why would I invest that much brain power into like trying to figure this stuff out when those cards are going to be outdated in a couple months and I'm going to waste all that money and all that time, theorying about it.
Yeah. The thing I love playing and I also love deck building, but the better I've gotten, the more that I actually have a love-hate relationship with deck building because I used to just say like, okay, I'm going to plan out this 40 card main deck, right? And this is going to be like down to a science. But then with what I know now, I'm like I have to be able to side deck with this deck. So
Yep.
like I'm cooking up a really spicy deck list for indie and I really think that I'm onto something. I'm not going to say what it is, but it could crash and burn, but if the kitchen goes up in flames, whatever, I'm going down with it. But the problem with it is like so it's so difficult with the variant that I'm building to side deck that I'm actually going to have to play over 40 just to be able to
Mhm.
like have enough cards to take out to side in so that I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like foregoing engine cards for side deck cards.
That is
Yeah.
one thing about the deck building process that like I'll get like a perfect 40. I'm like everything has synergies and the ratios of what I need to play. Then I go into the side deck. I'm like I don't want to take any card out. I don't know what to.
I know.
You have
It's
to kind
like
of
every
reconfigure your main deck to be flexible for
The
side decking.
hardest
side
part.
deck one card for every matchup.
Yeah.
That's definitely the hardest part. I think the entire game has like this one sticking point for every single player, and it's like how to side deck. What am I supposed to take out? I don't want to touch my engine, but these traps are too good. The ones I want to bring in are just as good, but am I going first? Am I going second? It's just like such a pain, and I feel like there are very, very few players that have perfected the art of side decking. It's just so difficult, especially if you're like doing an original deck and you have a nice side deck that you like, that you think you're catering towards the meta that you're expecting. Now you have to do things that people aren't doing because if you're following somebody else's side guide, you're like, oh, I know exactly what to do. These three cards come in, these three cards come out, perfect. But when it's all original stuff, or you're doing something spicy, or you have some stupid text in there, you got to work that all out, and it's just more and more stuff to kind of worry about. And oops, I screwed up my engine. Anything could go wrong.
Yeah. I will say at least as far as Edison goes, there are at least some of the fundamentals stay the same. Like if you do brew your own deck, like you'll already know stuff like Gores isn't really good against Gladiator Beast, right? Like cards like that, or
Mm-hmm.
like My Body as a Shield probably isn't good against Monarchs 99% of the time. Stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But sometimes it can be really difficult to make decisions on like what's good and what's not good. Right now, what's really got me um, scrounging for advice is like how many traps are appropriate to keep in when you side in Decree.
Mhm.
And everyone's opinions are different. Some people are like 3, and some people are like, oh, you can keep all your traps in, just use them first. But
Mm-hmm.
then like you get torrentialed and you have to flip up, Decree to prevent it, and then you're sitting there with like 2 traps on the field. I
Yeah.
find that's like what happens to me. But maybe it's like user error as well. I really don't know. But that's like this is probably the most I've struggled with side decking in a while. Just trying to balance out like traps with Royal Decree.
And also ratios of spells and traps and monsters too. You have to also take into account when you're side decking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. I definitely agree there. Siding's difficult. It's very hard. It's like it's a thing that can just make or break a lot of games because I used to do these things where I would take out like be like, oh, my opponent doesn't set monsters. Let me take out Aaron. Oh, my opponent's probably putting in Nobleman. Let me take out a Raiko. Then before I know it, I've drawn 6 side deck cards. Never drew any engine. Never milled any engine. And now I'm just like, I just don't touch my Light Sworn cards ever. Like, sometimes if I play against frogs, I'll take out one Lila just because that makes sense to do. But for the most part, like, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, take out Aaron against Hero Beat. Like, yeah, she's not the best, but at the same time, it's a name, it's a unique name, and it's a Miller. So I just leave it in there.
Are you bringing that new spicy, crazy deck to the Switch tournament this weekend at Picante?
I am.
Ooh.
Yes.
Send me that
cat will
list
be
after this podcast.
The cat will be out of the bag. I'm working on it. I feel like my list is going to end up being 43 cards more than likely, but I feel like that's fine because Rhoda is one of the cards in the deck, which kind of makes it 42 cards technically. But I'm just trying to figure out right now how to get the side deck to go into the main deck without having to like forego engine. But I think I'm really onto something. I like I said, it could crash and burn, but I feel like I'm really onto something with this.
Ooh, I hope I'm your round one loss. That would be awesome.
I hope so too. At least I can go home and say I won one round if that happens.
It's funny, in every Switch and every like PS5 tournament and every type of thing we've entered together, as small as it is, usually like 25 people, I still have yet to face either of you, I think, in
dude, it's because I keep scrubbing out of those. Like, sit down and like open up 3 Celestia. Like, my opponent's like Future Fusion Stratos, Miracle Fusion Dark Armed. I'm just like,
love to see it.
Great. Love to see it.
Game's over.
Well, you could have my luck and have to go against all of your teammates almost every time.
That's true. I feel like Cole has to play against our team more than literally anyone else. I don't know why, but it's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
Just bracket luck.
I could probably count off on one hand the amount of times I've had to play someone on our team. And it's normally me having to play Cole. So, me having to play Cole. Sense. And like, I think I played Austin one time and I played Gammons one time. And that's like it. But Cole, it's like every tournament, like round 1, it's Cole and Austin. Every time.
I need to start citing Light and Present Mirror.
No, you don't. You don't need those. You don't need those.
I'll think about it before I go to every tournament now. Because I go against like you or Austin, you're playing Crucius War, and I'm like, this deck is good. I need to. It's not well represented, but it's strong. I feel like I need to put in a Light Imprisoning somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I was
testing Twilight for a while, and that was nice. It was nice not have to worry about Light Mirror when you're on Twilight. They're like Light Mirror, and you're like, that's awesome. Here's Dark Armed.
Yep.
Yeah, here's Caius.
Yeah, don't worry about that Light Mirror. He's got something else. He's 2 steps ahead.
The new one, the new list I'm cooking. Have I not told you about that yet, Cole?
Mm-mm.
Really? Okay, hold on. I'll send it to you.
No, you
have
to send me. Yeah.
I thought I sent it in the group chat the other day. I guess I didn't.
No. You didn't want to sabotage yourself because some of us are playing in the Switch tournament, so I'm going to memorize your whole list.
Me and Gammons have been playing a lot lately. Mayberry, for people who know him online. He's been playing Twilight, and I've been playing Blackwings, and we go to game 3 like just low life points, last cards in deck every time. And that's such a tough matchup for me. I don't know.
Have you played anybody else with your new Black Garden Instant Fusion crazy deck that you beat me with the other day?
Yeah, I played against on the ladder a little bit, and I mean, I haven't lost a match with it yet. But
that's insane. That deck's so
really
crazy.
Fun.
Wait, you haven't lost a match with that deck you sent the other day? That deck was crazy.
Yeah, I bought it all in commons except for the Shiba Warrior Tarus. I had to get them from Austin, but he said he'd give me a decent deal on them.
Yeah,
I want that card.
List
that card's
awesome.
So cool. Yeah, you're probably gonna do what I do. Like every time I buy new cards for a deck, like I probably have enough cards to build like 8+ goat decks right now. I have every card I need in common at like 3, and then when I really really like it, I just go and buy it again in secret or something a little bit nicer. So you know, when you fall in love with a deck and you're like, well, I have the commons, but I'm itching to just get some higher rarity ones. So then you just end up buying it twice. You feel like an idiot. So now I've got like a common zombie deck and an all secret zombie deck. Common goat control, secret goat control.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got someone who doesn't have a deck, you can hand them one.
I never had low rarity Lightsworn at any time since I started Edison. I got a lot of my high rarity stuff from Justin in a trade. That's what got me started with it. And then just a lot of trading, a lot of persistence got me to where I'm at.
How's your relinquished deck coming along? Because I still have yet to play you in GOAT. I think we played a couple fun games a long time ago in GOAT, but not since you built your own deck. Is that complete yet, or what? What's going on?
I still just haven't gotten the other dust shoots. I've been holding out, hoping that maybe it would get a reprint, or maybe I'd be able to find 2 at McKay's. But I still need 2 more dust shoots. I still have everything for it. I've actually upgraded some stuff. I have like Secret Ring, Ultra Snatch Steel, Ultra Thunder Dragons,
Nice.
like First Ed, BLS. Like,
Oh wow.
I just haven't.
Let me
I have
get
all
that
that, but I
secret ring
haven't.
off you.
Yeah. Hey, maybe. I haven't made it to easy to play GOAT in a while. It's just been pretty busy. It's been harder for me to get there.
You gotta come play GOAT sometime. People are getting sick of me because I was texting a GOAT group chat with everybody that plays it easy, and I forget what we were talking about, but I was like, oh, it's Team Nick versus Team Nick's enemy, because I wanted to do a 3v3. That's what it was. And one of them texted back and they were like, you mean you versus every single one of us? Because I think I've only lost 2 of the GOAT locals I've been to, and we've been running them for a while, so I've probably been to like 12 to 15. So I've won like 12 of the GOAT locals. So every time I go, people are out to get me.
I'm just gonna have to roll up, me, Cole, and Mayberry. Roll up to play GOAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit far from Mayberry. I don't know how far. Cole, do you live anywhere near Greensboro or what?
I live in Hillsville.
What the heck is that?
It's in Virginia, like right across the state line.
Oh, damn, you're near Justin. Okay.
But I'll probably be moving to North Carolina within like a year, so moving back.
North Carolina's great. I recommend it to everybody. Gotta move to North Carolina.
Well, that's where I live most of my life.
You move to King, we have like a neighborhood peacock that runs around. Joe the Peacock. Shouts to him.
And they have an AI song.
Yes. It's definitely an interesting place to live. I feel like I want to start out this podcast with that song just
you
because of this.
What is it?
Is that copyright?
$59 generals and 12 vape stores.
Yeah, with $12 generals and 59 vape shops. Yep, that's King and Joe the Peacock.
No, it'll be Clemens where I'll be moving probably.
I think that's kind of close to me.
Yeah, he would be kind of close to you. I don't know exactly where you're at, Nick, but he would definitely be closer. He'd be the closest person out of everyone to like the Greensboro scene.
Okay, yeah, that whole area is great. Like if you can go somewhere near Greensboro, you're set. Like there's locals everywhere. Like at Easy Gaming, there's GOAT locals every Saturday. It's still like half an hour drive for me. I'm in Winston-Salem, home of Krispy Kreme donuts and Texas Pete hot sauce. Don't ask me why it's called Texas Pete, but
and the Penis
Winston's
Tower
great too. Yes, we do have the Penis Tower, downtown Winston.
Yep, bricked up in downtown Winston, baby.
You know it.
Okay, well, we're about 41 minutes, so we kind of had our discussion about the Rarity collection pretty quickly, and then we went off on a tangent, which I always enjoy. But you guys want to talk about anything else for like the last 10 minutes?
What do you guys think about any emergence of like a new big Time Wizard format?
Are you talking about Tengu?
Good question.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if there'll ever be one as big as Edison has gotten, but I mean, GOAT's big too. But Tengu's probably the next one, I guess.
I think that's the next logical one, because I actually saw when we went to YCS Raleigh, they don't call it GOAT and they don't call it Edison, obviously, because they don't want to acknowledge that that's what the player base has named it. So they say April 2005 or July 2010. There were a few pods firing of, was it September or October of 2011? Like whenever Tengu format is, they were firing side events for winning the hamster mats. I thought that was really cool, but I don't have a Tengu deck built, but I saw them when I was registering for Edison and GOAT side flights. I was like, oh, no way. People are playing, they're officially playing Tengu format here at a YCS. That's sick.
Yeah.
I know they had it at
I
the 3v3 too.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
remember that.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tengu. I have a Tengu deck because my friends like Tengu format. Um, I don't really know what format I would really like to play besides Edison. I guess probably hat format because I actually
Yeah.
feel like I could have been decent in hat format had I not chose to like play Noble Knights and just be terrible. I feel like if I had picked any other deck in the entire format, like hat or Yugioh, Madolche, Sylvan, anything else, I would have had like some moderate success. But no, I was like, I'll summon a big guy and put 5 swords on it, and then it gets Book of Moon, and that's it.
Yeah, and then they go creature swap.
And I was like, yes, excellent strategy, great technology. Big
Yep.
sword guy, boom boom.
I think I played Heretic Ruler or something back then.
I would have played that. I would have played anything like Lightsworn Ruler. Why did I not play Lightsworn Ruler? The deck was good. You know why I
deck
didn't?
was
Because
good.
I was
What
too
year
busy
was hat
going
format?
big guy 5
2014.
equip cards.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what I was playing in 2014. Was that like, how close was that to a Dragon Ruler format?
A year later.
It's like the year,
That
yeah,
was,
a year
oh,
later.
okay, that was afterwards. What was I playing? Because I was playing Evil Swarm during Dragon Ruler format.
No, it
and
was too.
what did I play after that? Fire Fist, maybe?
I played Harpies in ruler format.
Nice.
Not one of my better
Harpies
ideas.
are cool. You can play Harpies in hat format. They have
can.
Sign and Lightning Chidori and like Monk and stuff like that. Instant fusion
Yeah.
for that guy who's a Wing Beast Wind. You can do some stuff.
Yeah. The biggest problem with like Harpies and Hat is the fact that like every deck now plays the artifact engine. Like your hunting ground hits Sanctum and it gets chained, and then it's just very, very bad.
Yeah, I think Chidori puts stuff back on the deck though, right? It doesn't destroy it.
It does. Yeah, it puts them back into the deck. And you can make like Draco Sack and Big Eye in that deck too, which is nice.
Yeah. Definitely some interesting thought. I wish I could make that Gem Knight deck work. It's so cool.
Oh my god! I remember when we first started playing again. I think it was like 2011. They had some Gem Knights out. They had like Gem Knight Armadillo, and like they still had Diamond Master, I think, and like the basic fusion ones. I'm sure they've probably made better ones since then. But my cousin Sam built Gem Knights, and I played Anti-Meta Chaos. So I was playing like Thunder Dragon Ryos and like Cyber Dragons and just a bunch of crappy cards. And that's basically what we played against each other all the time. But Gem Knights were super, super cool. Gem Knight Fusion was insane. And they had the one that could give you like an extra normal summon. I forget.
Brilliant Fusion. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. If we start playing hat format, I'm going to build Lightsworn Ruler. Don't even know if that deck's actually good in hat format anymore. It was back then, but it was just a soul charge deck. So
I would imagine it'd be good, but I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing keeping me from playing other formats really is there's not enough people. Like, I know Goat, I can always find somebody to play with. Edison, I can always find somebody to play with. And even Tengu, there's probably enough people where it'll be easy enough to find a game. And some people might have a Tengu deck on them if we're at like a Switch tournament for Edison or something. But who plays Hat? Like, I don't know anybody that's played Hat or Perfect Circle or any of the other formats. I know what they are. Like, I know the names of them and people recognize them, but I don't know anybody who plays. So it's just a matter of getting a bigger player base, you know?
Yeah. I'd also like to play Nat's 2015 format where it's like BA, Cleafort, Necros. That's something else I'd like to play. Once again, I was wasting my time in that format playing Volcanics. I don't know why. I'm always one to play these random things, but wish I just played literally any other deck.
Yeah, and you want to know how much I have to play against my teammates? I had to go against Michael at one regional, and you were playing Cosmo, and I borrowed Blake's Necros deck and played it.
We played each other at that regional?
We did, because I remember that game. You had Cosmo Town, or I didn't know if you had it or not, so I didn't want to set Ice Hand because you didn't have any back row, and I didn't set it. And then if I would have won that game. So I was like,
oh. How do I have no memory of that? I'm usually really good at remembering, but I do not remember that. But I mean, I played Cosmo for forever, so I mean, I know it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It's my curse.
Yeah, yeah.
Although
you were getting paired up
time
against us like back then.
Yeah. First Ultimate Time Wizard, I didn't go against any of my teammates, so I went against Sasha, but
Yeah. Shout out to Sasha. I believe Sasha and Cody are going to be on an episode here in a couple weeks. Don't know what they want to talk about, but they've showed interest in being on. So it's always a fun time when I have them on here.
Oh yeah, Cody probably has some cool stories from he got to judge Ultimate Time Wizard and at Raleigh at the YCS. So he was there, the only one that was there that got to watch the finals match between Sizzle and Mike, I think his name is Chillier Jeans. He's the guy who was playing Amaryllis Burn. So they roped us off. Like I was there to watch the whole thing, and when they got to finals, they took them to a separate seating area. So we were like 30 feet away, and Cody's sitting there judging the thing. And he's like, "Oh no, you can't do this. You can do that." But we couldn't even hear them talking. We just saw them like pointing at cards and playing the game. And Joe Giorlando was actually standing right next to them watching. And I called him over. I'm like, Joe. And he came over, and I was like, "What's going on? Like, what happened?" He's like, "Oh, the Amaryllis player game one. Right now they're on game 2. They're live streaming it," which I guess that was really, really cool that Konami did that. Actually, was they live streamed game 2 of the finals for the Ultimate Time Wizard, and then he went back over for game 3, and then Eric Sizzle, he was playing his Vayu Turbo. He jumps up. We're all watching like from behind the ropes, and he goes, "Holy shit!" And he almost finishes saying it. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get banned. Never mind." He just goes, "Holy shit," and stops short. And we're like, "Oh, he won! He got it!" And that was really cool. So Cody was there for the whole thing, so he'll probably have some cool stories when he comes on.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, guys. Well, I guess we're gonna get out of here. Thank you all for sitting down and listening to us. This is Mike, Nick, and Cole from the Edison Club signing out. Until the next one.